Hello everybody, my name's DJ, I'm one of the community managers here at Tiny Build, and with me I've got Nikita and Bulat from the development team of Punch Club 2. So we'll start with Nikita. Hi Nikita, who are you and what do you do over at Lazy Bear?
Hi Graham, I'm Nikita and I'm creative director of Lazy Bear Games, and basically I do creative direction and not much stuff I did for Punch Club 2, but the initial idea and the direction is on me.
Excellent. And Bulat, the same question to you. Who are you and what do you do?
Hi Graham, I am Bulat. I am lead game designer and producer on Punch Club 2. I am just making all design and everything what connects to that.
So with the things that are wrong, it's all your fault.
Yes, absolutely. You can write me on Steam.
Excellent. You heard it here, folks. Write him on Steam. But genuinely, be nice. Feedback's always appreciated. So today we're going to be doing a very simple Q&A session with Nikita and Bulat. We have been gathering questions from you guys in the community through the Discord and through various social media platforms. And we're going to be asking away those questions over the next hour or so. Nikita and Bulat will answer the ones that they're happy to answer, and anything that they're not, they'll say that they won't answer. But the first question that I'm going to start with, just to get this out the way so that everybody knows, the release date's been announced. When's the game out? When can people start playing?
The game will be released on Steam and other consoles on 20th of July. So, and you already can pre-order it on Steam.
So there you go. Oh, go. Please, Bulat, go.
Pre-order on Xbox also is available.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. So cool. There you go. Making the lead, making sure that all the platforms are mentioned. So yes, you can pre-order it at this stage, and make sure that when it comes out, you get your hands on it. And if you pre-order it, you get hold of the Cyber Pets DLC.
That's right.
Can heartily recommend, because I mean, you want Sly the Cat, in my opinion, anyway. So, launching into the questions, the first question that we've got is a fairly obvious one, but one that I think is a really, really good place to start, which is just, what was the inspiration for the original Punch Club? Why did you decide to make the original Punch Club?
We decided to make a Punch Club because obviously we were a huge fans of all those action movies and sci-fi movies from 90s and maybe 80s. And we try to move all the passion, hilarious jokes and drive from this movie to our game. And I think it was the main source of our inspiration. But obviously we also are gamers ourselves. So we really like management and strategic game, and we want to combine these two passions of us, and that's how Punch Club was created initially.
So, moving on to a question that isn't from the community, I'm going to be honest with you, everyone. This is one I have myself wanted to ask, which was, Punch Club came out and it was a big success for you guys over at Lazy Bear. Were you expecting the level of success that came with that game before it released?
We had our hopes, but we really we were surprised, and we already had a couple of games before Punch Club, and Punch Club was our first successful title. So yeah, we were pretty happy with these games, and it afforded us to do a lot of new games, one of which is Graveyard Keeper. So yeah, I think everything went pretty good with Punch Club.
I think I can agree with that one. And like you say, that led on to Graveyard Keeper, which in turn has led on to Punch Club 2, which is where we're at now.
It was in the middle.
So, the next question that we have from the community is both when and why did you decide to start working on Punch Club 2? How long ago was the decision taken, and why was that decision taken?
I think I just told why, because the first part was a success for us, and actually we started working on Punch Club 2 right after the release of Punch Club 1. It sounds unbelievable because it took us like how many? 7 years? Yeah, to finish Punch Club 2, but we did a Graveyard Keeper in the middle, so yeah. 3 of these years was taken by Graveyard Keeper.
More than 3.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Graveyard Keeper and 3 DLC.
Yeah, 3 DLC, so yeah, we were pretty busy. But we had Punch Club 2 in our hearts, so as soon as we have time and we can afford this development, we continue it, and now we are glad that we can share it with you.
So, and this next question is a bit cheeky, but it ties in. And you kind of answered this with what you just said, but why the hell did it take you so long to develop Punch Club 2?
Bulat, you're a producer.
Okay, because we've started making Punch Club 2 in 2016, yeah?
Yeah.
And after that, we just decided that we are a little bit tired of Punch Club first, and decided to make something new, and it was Graveyard Keeper.
Yeah.
After Graveyard Keeper, we have spent a lot of time patching it, bug fixing, making consoles, ports for consoles. After that, we were making DLC for them, for Graveyard Keeper, and only after that we decided that we can start making Punch Club. Fully. A lot of time we spent just to make Graveyard Keeper and other stuff, and make more professional team, because it was like 5 people team, and now we're 30 people team, and it was a very huge step for us.
Yeah, but also we had to draw like thousands of new animation. You can see how smoother Punch Club 2 compared to first chapter. So yeah, we put a lot of work in animation and game balancing, and we tried to make Punch Club 2 a good successor of the first chapter. And Punch Club 2 should be better, bigger, and funnier.
Same experience, but better.
Yeah, that's why it took us so long.
So, the next question that we have is, do you recall any stories from development that you particularly want to share that are particularly funny? Like, is there anything from development that you remember where you're just like, yeah, I'm kind of astonished that happened?
It's really hard to pick something, but sometimes I just feel that I'm living in some sitcom comedy show. So, like, every day of our life full of cool stories, and we try to make our game development as funny in a good way as it's possible. So, because we believe only developing the game with fun, you can make a fun game. Actually, when you're a small indie studio and you need to compete with something big, you need to put your passion, your fun, your I don't know what in your games. This is only like recipe of success.
So, and I apologise, I got distracted because I just got my backside handed to me by Silver in a training bout just then. Do you remember? The first game had mechanics that weren't necessarily hugely popular. We're looking at you, Stat Decay. What mechanics are going to be introduced to this game, the sequel, to encourage players to optimize their time use within the game, like they did in the first one, without stat decay being there.
Yeah. Can I, before I let Bulat answer this question, I would like to mention that stat decay mechanic was like the backbone of first Punch Club, and its support its main philosophy, like no pain, no gain. So it was made initially, and you may like it, you may not like it, but it's what Punch Club is and
Yes.
was. Yeah. So, but Bullet.
Yeah, but we decided to make Punch Club more friendly, and if you just not really good at management, you just will reach, you just will beat the game just with more time. So, and here we don't have any stat decay, so you can play just as you want, just as you wish. But if you want some challenges, you can make it as fast as you can, or you can make it without any loses. It is possible. I have made that, so you can beat the game with 0 loses, all fights win, and you can just also use. If you want something like the stat decay, it is maybe mechanics of tonus, fuel mechanics, that requires you some fuel that you need to refill after you used it in the fight. Maybe it is like very soft variation of the stat decay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's much more player friendly, isn't it? I found that when I played through the game, it was infinitely more friendly to the player in that regard, which definitely felt it definitely felt better as far as the game was concerned. So our next question is the question about difficulty, and somebody would like to know: are there any plans to implement a hardcore mode? And are there difficulty settings? Is the part that I'll bolt onto that.
I can answer. We from the start, from the beginning, we didn't think about adding any difficulty, and just made the game as it is. Yes, and the problem became when we started testing. Testers say that it is too hard to beat the game, and that's why we added easy mode. It's right now it is implemented already. So what about hardcore mode? It's not planned, but if community want, we can do it. It's not really hard to make hardcore mode, but guys, do you really want it?
Yeah, but I think the normal mode is pretty hardcore for me.
Nikita,
For me.
I'm gonna be honest. It's I'm not sure I would want a hardcore mode in this game, but there will no doubt be people that do. I have no doubt whatsoever. And the next question that we have is, can you share any insights into the game's storyline? Anything about how it continues the narrative? Like, particularly, they want to know, does this continue the narrative from the first game?
Yeah, we won't spoil you because there are lots of twists and hilarious storyline moments. Is like one of the features of the game, but we can tell you that, as I said before, the first Punch Club was all about action movies from 90s and 80s, and Punch Club 2 is about sci-fi movies, futuristic movies about dark future where something goes wrong, and yeah, something really goes wrong in this future of Punch Club 2, and you're playing as a son of character from the first chapter, and basically you need to find your father. So it's again a son-father story.
And yes, when you say that the world is a bit darker, pizza's extinct.
Yeah.
You guys are monsters. Like, how could you do that?
But now you have slime goo, so yeah.
That's not better.
You should taste it, yeah. Try it. Make it better.
So next up is are there any decisions that you make early on in the game that will affect the game's storyline long term?
Okay, we have tried to avoid this, like decisions like this, especially in the early game. But in the middle of the game, you have one big decision, at least one, and you can, before that, you can work in police or you can train, be a coach for teenagers in mixed room. So you can avoid. So you can choose between them. You have to choose between them, and if you choose one, the second line will be closed for you. But you can, before choosing, try both of them.
Yeah, and you will have a crucial choice at the end of the game. The choice that will define who you are.
Yep.
And one thing that we are not talking about is the end of the game. Moving onward, and this is a question that I have a bit to add to again. So can we expect to see as many Easter eggs as in the first game? And roughly, and if you know this, I'll be astonished, how many games and movies have you pulled references from?
I don't know. It's really hard to tell. But I think Punch Club 2 has like 2 times more Easter eggs and references, and I don't know the direct count. Maybe Bulat will help.
Yes, we decided to make each animation, each movie, on each scene, each item must be a reference for something. So everything is like okay, it's like everything made from the references. Also, the plot line and plot twists are also like the references, but with the not only joking, but also with some strategy, but reference.
Yeah, even UI is the reference.
Yes, even UI is the reference. It's multi-passport.
Yes, right. I did notice that. Yes. I find that there are so many references that you can't possibly get them all.
Yeah, the funny.
Oh, go please.
Yeah, the funny thing is, we sometimes do not know that we put some references in the game, and players tells us that, hey, this is a reference, and then we check, and yeah, it appears so.
And yeah, so you're actually slipping in references by accident at this point.
Yeah.
That's kind of perfect. So moving on then, the next question that I'd like to ask about is about training. So obviously we've got 2 types of training in the game. In Punch Club 2, you have traditional training, which I'm currently doing in the game at the moment, and then you've also got the neuro training stuff. So people would like to know, are there advantages to one or the other? Why should they choose one over the other?
Okay, actually we have 3 types of training. First one is from the first game. It's just old school trainings. You can just buy some exercise equipment, and just use it in your garage. After that, in mixed room, and some other places. You just pay one time and use it for whole the game, no problem. It is free, it is not very effective, and what is really effective is neuro trainings, but they are there. You pay for each usage. Each training costs you some money, but it costs less energy, satiety, and most of time. And the third one is extreme neuro trainings. They are more effective than just usual neuro trainings, but if you use it too often, they can give you a brain overload, and you will get much debuff. So, and the player can try all of them and choose what he prefers.
Yeah. I always choose old school.
Funnily enough, me too. When I played through and completed it, the thing that I did was old school training all the way. I'm tight with my money, I guess. And it's just like, no, I'm not paying to train every time. Not when I can just pay once and train for free forever after.
It's only on the beginning. After that, you will get a lot of money, so melee trainings are much more effective.
Interesting. So there you go. It's going to be all about strategizing when to spend your money and that sort of thing.
Yep.
And so the next question from that from our list is, in the development of Punch Club 2, were there any specific aspects of player feedback from the first game that influence your design decisions, and how did you incorporate community input into the sequel's development?
Yep, the first decision was to remove
Stat decay.
the decay. Yeah. And we also keep all references and all fun, all jokes, because we got really good feedback on this part of the game. And it was really long ago when we released Punch Club 1. So now the whole Punch Club 2 is a retro nostalgic reference to Punch Club 1.
The reference has gone full meta.
Yeah, it's meta reference, yeah.
We've tried to make the same experience, but better in all aspects.
And that actually is a perfect segue, Bulat, to our next question, which is, will Punch Club 2 be as long as the first game?
Yeah, Punch Club 2 is at least 2 times longer than Punch Club first. First Punch Club was like 8 hours. If in the second part, with Punch Club 2 Fast Forward, you can play, if you know what to do, you can finish the game in like 15, 16 hours. But if you don't want to do, you will spend at least 20 hours.
Yeah, and the one important thing that can be related to the previous question is that we try to get rid of the grind that we had especially in the last half of Punch Club 1. So in Punch Club 2 we tried to implement new mechanics through the whole gameplay, and we were specifically focused on removing these long green pause when you do nothing funny. You will have storyline, side quests, and the game will give you new challenges all the way from beginning to the end.
I really found that on my playthrough. The amount of times that I was given a new quest when I didn't expect it, the amount of times that something came up to disrupt my routine, and that provided another layer of challenge, to be honest with you. Your routine is almost constantly being interrupted by the story, and yeah, that presented a new layer of challenge as well.
Yep, but this is a reference of our life, because the first chapter is about no pain, no gain, and the second chapter is about time management and doing a lot of stuff simultaneously, and you need to figure out what to do. So it's somehow reflect our life, current state of life of our studio and us personally. And
this is where you discover, our dear audience, that the references go all the way down. So our next question is about post-release stuff. Will there be post-game content, or after we complete the main story, i.e. super difficult boss fights, new areas to explore, or secret skill trees that you can only access after beating the game? So any kind of new game plus or anything like that?
Okay, we can answer. No, we don't have any content like that. But in the game, at the final, you can just
spoiler alert.
No, you can just try like everything in the game. So you will have ability to make an experiment with the fight mechanics and try a lot of crazy things. So I think that the final of the game will be will give that emotions.
Yep. I would agree. And you could see the absolute terror on Nikita's face through that entire section. Are there any surprising twists or new characters that players can look forward to? So, surprising twists, yes, there are.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer that one. But yeah, are there any characters in particular that, without giving too much away about them, that you're looking forward to seeing the community's reaction to?
Mm-hmm. I think the most surprising twist is with Kay, the guy who sits and just drinks booze in the nightclub. So you will see him at the final of the game.
Yeah, and you will meet a lot of the characters from the Punch Club 1.
Yeah.
And they will show you the other sides.
Yeah. I really enjoyed bumping into people I knew, playing through it. It was really, really enjoyable. Now, one thing I want to jump in and make clear here is that if you didn't play the first Punch Club, you're fine. If you didn't play it and you want to jump in at the sequel is not going to be full of things that you don't understand. However, if you have played the first one, there's going to be some jokes that will land a bit harder for you because you've got the reference of the first game.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's something you guys really nailed with the design, to be honest with you. You've been very friendly to new players, whilst also rewarding those of us who have come back. From me, well done on that one. So the next question, there's new fighting styles and training methods. So in particular, I'm going to target this question. You mentioned it briefly earlier. Fuel. There are some moves that use fuel. Give us some extra details about fuel, please. How does it work? How do you replenish it?
Okay, fuel works is the tonus named and fuel. You have to spend it to use some really cool abilities in fights for each round, for each slot. You use the fuel. So if you meet someone who is really strong guy, you need to spend a lot of fuel just to beat him. But if you meet weak guy, you can beat him with just usual abilities, skills. To refill the fuel, you just need to train. So you train and you refill your fuel up to cap. And cap is your stat. So, for example, if you have 30 agility, it means that you have maximum 30 agility tonus or agility fuel.
Yeah, so basically you use the same mechanic for refilling your fuel and for giving new stats, but when you refueling, you can get new stats until you're fully refueled, but when you're refueling your stats, you get progress much faster.
Much faster, right? It's a different world to what when you're training normally. You fly through the bars. So
but still it's a price, so you need to pay it, so you will spend some time to refill this fuel, and it's one of the main mechanics of the game. You always need to face this choice. Do you want to spend this fuel and spend some additional time for training later, or you're good with the simple moves? So it's up to you.
Is it possible, before we move on, do you think it's possible to beat the game without using fuel moves?
No, I think it's hard with the fuel moves, so... Don't tell that you beat the game without fuel moves.
I most certainly did not try.
No, actually, it's possible. but it's
Everything is possible.
it's too much greedy, so you don't want that.
Yeah. So basically, you need to level your stuff like to the sky and then use the simple moves. Yeah, probably this is a way which will take you like 40 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, it will be not a really good experience, I think.
So
Maybe we will need an achievement for those guys who.
I was about to say, so there you have your challenge, community. Try it. See if you can do it. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Next question is, are you going to make a physical version of the console game? Are there any plans at this point to do a physical version?
Nikita?
Bullet, I have nothing to tell. It's always cool to have a physical version of your game on your shelf. So I hope that one day we will have it, but for now I can tell you that we have physical versions of the game.
Yeah, we are trying to go step by step. So the next step is one-day release for all consoles and PC. Yeah, we have never did it before. So maybe the next step will be also physical release, maybe. But we need to beat this.
Yeah,
step.
we will see. We'll see. Yeah.
We will see.
And I'm going to read this next question word for word because I really like how the person has phrased it. The retro-inspired visuals of the original Punch Club were widely praised. Can you tell us about the art direction in Punch Club 2 and how it enhances the player experience in the game?
Yeah, a little bit. So basically, we used all our experience from the first chapter to make everything looks better, juicier, and just cooler. As I told, we just made a lot of more animation for each move, so now there are more frames for each move and they look smoother. Also, we did dynamic lighting on the scene, so now they feel more 3D, however they are not. And actually, Punch Club 2 is Punch Club 1, but just better in all ways, in visual especially, so yeah.
And again, I really want to jump in. Lucky enough that as an employee, I've been able to play through the game already, and it's absolutely true. Punch Club 2 is everything you loved about Punch Club 1, ramped up to 11, to quote Spinal Tap, and it's brilliant. It really is. I can't heap enough praise on it. I personally just thoroughly enjoyed it. So the next question is a bit more of a technical one. So in Punch Club 1, you use UScript for Unity to make scripting easier. What do you use when developing Punch Club 2? Do you still use LUA?
Okay, firstly, we use visual scripting, the same as for Garage Keeper. It's plugin for Unity, named Flow Script, yeah, by Flow Canvas. It's very good. It's written on Python and works without compilation, just in implementation. So it's very nice, easy to make quick iterations of cutscenes or something different. About Lua, L-U-A, no, we don't use Lua anymore. It's too old technology.
And did we use Lua for the first Punch Club?
Yes.
Yes,
Sometimes. But not.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So on to the follow-up the next question, sorry. How do you plan on supporting the game post-launch? Are you planning on doing updates, bug fixes, or is there even the possibility of DLCs or free updates or anything like that?
Yep. We have quite an experience with DLCs. We had one DLC for Punch Club 1, and we had a couple DLCs for Graveyard Keeper, so we really know how to expand the story, how to make the content for new players, for those who already beat the game and want some more experience and some more stories. So yeah, we are planning to do DLCs, and we probably will do DLC for Punch Club 2.
And also about bug fixes. We have no any problems with bug fixes in Steam. We can make just every day, as we did for Graveyard Keeper. But we have still some problems with consoles, so there will be coming in few weeks.
Yeah,
Not very fast.
But I hope there won't be that many bugs, so we won't need to update our Steam version every day.
Yeah, we are polishing very hard right now.
Yeah. We become better since Punch Club 1, because we had some problems with Punch Club, and now we have even QA in our team, so yeah, it means a lot.
No, you guys have come a long way, let's be honest. It's been a pleasure to see. So the next question is, as developers, what are you most excited about when players get their hands on Punch Club 2? Is there any specific moment? Is there any specific feature, mechanic, anything like that?
I think can I just about the features? Yeah, basically a lot of them, and I'm most thrilled about the fun, the jokes, and the twist at the end. And I believe it. I certainly will have fun watching YouTube's videos and Twitch streams, and enjoy and share those emotions with players.
So remember, if you're streaming this game, there's a chance Nikita might be lurking.
Yeah. And about all mechanics, Bulat, what is your favorite one?
Favorite one? Fight mechanics. Yeah, we spent like 80 months doing it, or something like that. So I think we spent a lot of time and a lot of our hearts to the fight mechanics.
Yeah, because initially we just felt that we took mechanics from the Punch Club 1 and make some additional smooth and tweaks, but then we decided that the sequel should be more different from the original game, so we did a great job of adding new stats for fight, and we try to make it more clear what's happening and how your decisions affect your fight result.
Yeah.
Again, I think you've succeeded. And to be honest, when I first loaded the game up, the first time I played it, the fight system was what shocked me the most. Because it was just like, there's so many bits to fill in, and this isn't like because in the first one, you have 4 moves and you had your style, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like you've got your attacking moves, your defensive moves, your buffs, and
It's cool.
Really, really cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, if you haven't worked out, if you're watching and you haven't worked this out, I really, really enjoyed the game. So now we have a few less serious questions, but I think that we should definitely still go through them. So the first one, your favourite food, snack, or drink in the game? What is it?
I'm still a big fan of spoiled burgers from the first chapter.
As for me, it's we have gangs, and gangs have their own food. And for example, Yakuza, it's Ozverin, Sakura Tears for Yakuza, Ozverin for Mafia, and Smile Melange for Bobo. And this food may be the best one in the game because it gives you great buffs in fight. And when you have access to them, you will just be much stronger as a fighter.
Yeah, I would, if I can give you one gameplay hint, before this game comes out, one gameplay hint I will share, because it's a mistake I made on my run through. level up the 3 jobs before you move on from the first championship?
It's okay, it's not really. It's not necessary right now.
No.
We added ability to level up them after.
Okay.
Yes, and it will be not really hard.
Excellent. Okay, so that you're no longer caught like that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you need to level up them at least once, not all 3 times, and get access to all gangs items.
So there you go, everybody. A little insight into even how these things change in development. Yeah. Obviously, somebody at some point has played through that bit and gone, that doesn't feel quite right. Mm-hmm. And therefore, a fix has been implemented and the game has been changed for it. Thank you. That's the sort of thing a lot of people watching this will really like to hear and see, because it's an insight that we generally don't get as outsiders to the development process. So that's ended up being really useful. So next up, this one is one we've already answered in this, but I'm going to include it anyway because I just think it's funny that no matter what your communications, no matter what you've done, you will always get this question. When do you think the game will be released?
Soon, very soon. To be more specific, on 20th of June of this year.
The next question, will it be released on iOS or Android?
We don't know. We had internal discussion about this and we had some ideas, but for now we don't have like written plan for iOS and Android release. So maybe.
Watch this space, we'll let you know when we know, I think is the way to put that, isn't it? It's we don't know yet, we will let you know as soon as we can. And we'll let you know one way or the other as well. So, what's the best stat in Punch Club 2? And what's your favourite stat? So 2 questions. What's the best one? And what's your favourite?
Okay, I can answer. The best one is that one, only stats, not style, yes? Fighting style. The best stat is, I think, is stamina, because any style you go, you need stamina. But the other stats are not just, you have as much as you can. So what's my favorite one is agility, because agility gives you agility style, and it's just my favorite one, because you are like crystal cannon. You can avoid all the damage and make a lot of damage, a lot of weak punches, kicks, and so on. And I like that playstyle.
Yeah, and I like strength, because I like to work at night and sleep at day.
See, I'm with Bulat. I'm an agility person. I like counter-attacking.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy counter-attacking as my fighting style. I like making them hurt themselves. So the next one, following on from that, perfect follow-up question. What's your favourite of the fight schools?
Fight schools?
Yeah.
Fight school. I mean, 3 best fight schools in the game is each stat has their own best fight school, and it is, I don't remember their names already. I have changed locales a lot of times. I know how they're written in ID. Yeah, so but we also have fight schools that are not available for the player. It is special fight schools. For example, we have Boris the Blade, and he has the Boris the Blade special fight school of VR guy. He has his own special fight schools, and I like them because they just look great, and as I think they look okay, and you cannot use them, but I like them the most. Special fight schools.
Yeah, I prefer VR guy schools the most. Not prefer, but like.
Yeah. Okay then. So, and this is something that I have mentioned. Punch Club had an excellent soundtrack that captured the essence of the game's atmosphere. Can you tell us about the music in Punch Club 2? Will you guys think of releasing the soundtrack as soon as the game comes out?
Yeah, absolutely. We will release the sound, all music sounds of Punch Club in Steam, but I cannot answer anything about like streaming platforms. It's a hard question.
There you go. There is an answer to that one. And as for the actual music itself, again, I can jump in here and speak for them. Music's absolutely bloody brilliant. Like, I really cannot stress enough how much I enjoyed both the soundtrack, but also the soundscape of this game. If you turn it's really fascinating. If you turn the music off and just listen to the natural soundscape of the game, the soundscape of the game is a lot deeper than I thought it would be. I wasn't expecting that, I'll be honest with you. It's really impressive.
Yeah, because we have sound designer now. And he just made his work really great.
Well, pass on from me that they've done an absolutely perfect job. It genuinely surprised me when I did it, and I encourage all of you at home to do exactly the same thing. Give the game a listen without the music. Like, the music is incredible. You want to play with the music on, but give it 5 minutes where you just listen to the sounds of the game. You'll be really shocked. So, final question. What message do you have for the fans of the original now that Punch Club 2 is coming out?
I just think that you should try Punch Club 2 because it's twice better, at least. And it has everything that you loved in Punch Club 1, but better. So, yeah.
Yeah, we really try to make a good sequel for the fans and everyone who told something like, hey, the game is finished, I want more. So you can get not only more, but a better experience.
Yeah. We want you to feel these retro nostalgic feelings and this drive of old action and sci-fi movies. So
to the point that you watch movies to level up, right?
Yeah, you have side mechanics of watching movies to level up your special tree with perks. Yeah, so yeah, I think you will take a look to your childhood, basically.
Yep, I can agree with that. And I lied, I have one last question.
Sure.
Are the tinfoil guys ever getting animations?
Tinfoil guys, that what?
Are the tinfoil guys
Yes.
going to get any animations?
Going animations. Yes.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make it feel like the stupid guys.
Yep. No, I adore them. They're absolute. And for everyone that's watching, you haven't got a clue what we're talking about yet. You will when the game comes out.
Yeah. They're just
they're
really
brilliant.
funny guys.
Yep.
Making stupid things.
Yep. They were one of my favourite bits of the game. They genuinely were. Right, well look, Nikita, Bulat, from me personally, just thank you for this. This has been absolutely wonderful. To everyone that's watching, we hope that you've enjoyed this. This is the first time I think you guys have ever done one of these. So first of all, thank you, genuinely, thank you so much for doing it with us. And thank you to you guys in the community who provided the questions. Let us know what you thought of this. Poke us on social media, on Discord, all that sort of jazz. And let us know if you enjoyed this, because if you did, in all likelihood, we will do more of them. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much for watching. And we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And for now, Nikita, Bulat, goodbye. Thank you very much for joining us.
All.
And we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.